Hi, I'm Mr. Santamont, and today I'm going to show you how to draw somebody riding a bicycle like this one. And if you stay till the end, I will show you a variety of different bike frames.
Oh, Chubbicorn.
All right, so the first step is we're going to be drawing a little horizon line. This is where the tires are going to be meeting the ground. And the reason for this is because I want to make sure that I'm drawing the tires consistent. So if I'm just drawing circles on an open page, there's a chance that I'm going to make one bigger than the other or one higher or lower than the other. So with circles, once again, you just make multiple passes. If you've seen my short that I have about circles, check that out. But multiple passes, draw very lightly. I'm using the radius of that circle to measure the distance between the next circle. So I'm making a little mark there. And then again, multiple passes, very, very light, until my wrist is locked and I feel that I have a good circle. Somewhere in there is a decent circle. So the distance between these tires is pretty standard, although it does vary based on the style of the bike. So I'll show you different styles at the end of this video. Double checking on the diameter of each circle, marking the middle there, that's important. And then also checking the height, making sure the height and where they touch the ground is aligned properly. Just some final adjustments there on these little circle, or that first tire, I guess, these little circle edges. All right, now for the frame. So I'm going to start by drawing what is called the seat tube. And this is the center part that separates the front half from the back half of the bicycle. So when thinking about bicycles, really just think about two triangles meeting in the middle. So we have this diagonal, which is called the seat stay. This is the bar that goes from the back of the seat tube, or the seat tube, and then it goes where locks into that back tire. And then that lower one, is called the chain stay. So the chain stay is going to be, parallel to the chain setup. This diagonal right here is called the down tube. And then we're going to have that connect to the fork and also to the head tube. The head tube is a very short portion. So that whole diagonal line is containing both the head tube and the fork. And then we're going to draw that line right across. That is the top tube. So you can see how those two triangles are formed with the line in the middle. And you will see a lot of variation at the end of this video. I go over different bicycle styles. All right, now we're going to go ahead and draw the crank set. So this includes the crank that is the main power of the chain, and then the cog set in the back. Cog set connects to the crank set by the chain, so we have a tight chain there. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw the pedals. So we have the lowest pedal. I like to set my pedals when I'm drawing someone riding a bike directly up and down. And what that does for me is it helps me adjust where the body is going to be and where the legs will be. So this lower pedal, I want to make sure that it's high enough off the ground, it has enough ground clearance, because if you've ever ridden a bike where the pedals are too low to the ground, or I don't know, there's I guess pedals are too low. If you make a sudden or slight angle or turn, you're scraping. Those pedals are scraping. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and draw, this is called the headset right here. So this particular bike style does not have a stem, and I'll maybe talk about that later, but it does have handlebars coming straight out of the headset. So this is kind of like a BMX or standard bike. All right, now for the seat or saddle. Now when drawing bicycles, keep in mind, I'm gonna draw this fast. I had to just sped this one up just because it took a long time to draw that seat. When drawing bicycles, you could adjust the seat just like a real bicycle. So if you're drawing a bicycle and the seat's too low, then bring it up. Or if it's too high, lower it. I'm drawing the torso first. Typically I draw the head first with a figure. but I'm going torso first just to make sure the proportions are correct. And then I'm going to switch pencils here, so you'll be able to see me draw with a blue pencil. And also I need to turn a light on. I'm gonna change the light setup here. There we go. So you can see how that leg is going to cover most of the details that we just drew. But you know, it's important to draw the things first to know how it's constructed. Now I'm deciding on the proportion of the shin, just to make sure that my leg proportions are consistent. Looking at the upper leg, making sure those are also consistent. So that leg is in the back. We're gonna draw the bending of the knee and then the lower shin with the little toe sticking out the front. All right, now for the character's head. Of course, in my style that I draw with on these videos, I have a large head, not much of a neck, arms down, and then a bend in the elbow where the forearm goes pretty much parallel with that top tube of the bike. And then we will draw the head, the profile, little nose, notch for the eye. And let's go ahead and just kind of make sure that jawline looks good. Now for a giant helmet, because you can never be too safe, right kids? You can never be too safe. So big mushroom size helmet there. And then I'm gonna ink it. So let's get into that. We're gonna just speed this up here. I'm using my beloved brush pen. And again, just drawing on top of my lines and, you know, choosing which lines to keep, which to ignore. And then I'm just drawing, all the tubes are going to have two lines that create them, so I can color the bike. I can have like a color later on, which actually, if you saw the thumbnail, that's why I did that. This is hard to do. I'm inking with a brush pen, trying to ink a perfect circle. You can see I fail. It's not perfect. It's kind of lumpy, but it's in motion, so maybe that's my excuse. Wheels moving, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then the chain, and then I realized I drew that wrong. The chain, the cog set should be behind the bike frame. So I fixed that. If you see the thumbnail, I fixed that in my post editing on Procreate. All right, another really bad tire for the back, but it's okay, it's in motion. Maybe it hit a rock or something. And then ear, just some facial details, real minimal. The strap for the helmet, and okay, fine, I'll make a normal size helmet. And then another little arm back there. All right, so that's pretty much it for the main drawing. Now I'm gonna show you a variety of different frames, different bike frames, starting with like a road bike, or you know, like the bikes you see guys with the helmets and the spandex on weekends yelling at cars. So we are going to draw just the, you know, all of the parts there. We have the down tube, we have the seat stay there. Going to draw the chain stay. Now, if you compare this one to the BMX, there are a lot of similarities, but that the back triangle is pretty short. Also, look at the handlebars, they're low. The seat is actually above the handlebars, which forces the body or the rider to tilt forward, which makes his body more aerodynamic. And then we have the cog set, and there's a little, I forget the name of that thing. There's an extra little cog there that helps change the gears. It has a French name, I forget what it was. All right, this is an electric bike. And I'm gonna start with, this is gonna have a normal couple of tubes here for the seat tube and the top tube, but you'll see a difference when it comes to the down tube. Now this right here, this down tube is going to be thicker, and it's because it houses oftentimes the circuits or the battery. So there's usually a pretty substantial down tube and chain stay that you'll see on electric bikes, and that's because of all the components, or like I said, battery, charger, wiring, all that stuff has to be stored somewhere. And so those are the two places where on this particular one they're being stored. It also lowers the center of gravity. If you had all the thick parts above, the bike's gravity and weight would be higher. You want it to be a little bit lower so it's more stable. All right, so we have the cog set here. It is shaded in just because it does provide energy. You know, when you pedal an electric bike, it does help charge or save the battery. Then the rest of it is pretty much similar to the road bike. We have that seat is pretty much level with the handlebars. All right, this next one is going to have all kinds of curvy lines. This is a woman's beach cruiser. Now, the difference between a men's and a woman's bike is the difference in that top tube. So that top tube is going to be lower for a woman's bike just because women are on average a bit shorter. Historically, they wore dresses or skirts when riding bikes, and it was hard to get a leg up over that bar or that tube. And so you'll see it dips down. But it has a nice curvature to it. It's got a lot of like more rounded lines, more organic lines than we see with the other designs of the bike so far. And this one also has a chain guard. Most bikes have chain guards on the top, which prevents like a pant leg or something from getting snagged in the chain. And then this one does have a seat lower than the handlebars. The handlebars are like this wavy line right here, you'll see. Now, I didn't draw the tires for these bikes because it would take a lot longer. I mean, you saw me with struggling with that main bike, those tires, it takes me a while. But also just, I wanted to focus on the frame shapes. So you can just plug tires onto any one of these, but the frame shapes is what we're really focused on. This next one is a low entry bike. So this could be, I've seen those foldable bikes, those like really portable, like collapsible bikes, or a rental bike. Like you see in like big cities, they have those bikes, electric rental bikes that are just kind of parked all on the sidewalk, sometimes on their side in the gutter, you know. But this one has just a universal low entry. But look at that top tube is very low. It doesn't even form a triangle. This is from an actual photo, so you know it's a very, very interesting design. There is the crank and cog set. So this one could be a standard bike or electric bike. All right, the next one is BMX. This is what I grew up riding, a little BMX bike, just learning how to bunny hop up curbs and, you know, just cruising through the streets with my friends. That was always fun. So it has very narrow triangles. This one is a little bit more low profile. So the rider sits lower to the ground, lower center of gravity. And so you're gonna see that that first triangle is very, very flat. It has high handlebars, you know, just coming directly right out of that, what is that? The head bar, the headset. That's right. There's the crank set, the seat stay, and the chain stay. Also, are low profile triangles. So again, it's a very sleek, low profile bike. All right, this last one is very elaborate. This is a lowrider bike. So this one is, these bikes are like works of art, the way that they are designed, full of chrome. I mean, the owners take a lot of pride in keeping them clean. Oftentimes they'll have a wagon on the back with a speaker on it. It's a whole thing. You know, they're a slow cruising bike. It is not built for speed. The way you sit low on it, your arms go up high. So it is just a easy cruising bike. But look at these lines here. You're gonna see a lot of elaborate extra lines. I don't even know. I know that's the down tube right there. It's curved. And there's the chain stay. So we do have the essentials, but then we have all these other extra lines. We have a lot of extra, like that line that comes up helps support the large saddle. It's a very long saddle for these bikes. And then it has like a little handle, a chrome handle that comes out the back. I don't know if that's for somebody holding on with like rollerblades or something, I'm not sure. There's the crank set, and then here's the cog set. And then we'll have a chain guard that I'm just emphasizing there. And then I don't know, I think that's the headset right there. Here we have the handlebars. They're way up high. So the rider's low, hands are up high. And then we have that, I think that's a reflector or a light or something, maybe a chrome little light that comes off the front. But then we have another metal bar that forms the fork. So we have two bars that make up the fork. And then we have two bars that come out that support the wheel. There's a tire guard. And a lot of bikes, like beach cruisers, have tire guards as well. Like if you saw in the intro to my beach cruiser has some tire guards. And that's it. So thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't.